welcome to another video. A reminder as always that all of the resources you will need are on my Creative Media Google site, including the lesson slides that I'm about to talk through. Another reminder to subscribe to my YouTube channel and access all of my other videos. So this is a recap, very quick recap of the representation of disability lesson. Some of you may be doing this lesson for the first time if you perhaps missed it, or you may be using this as a form of revision. Initially, in the first instance, I did ask students to list characters with any kind of disability that they can identify in the media landscape. First of all, you might want to pause the video to start this task on your own. From that list, I then asked us to identify the stereotypical conventions, tropes, or typical representation of disability that they may well have discovered in mainstream media, TV, film, or adverts from that list. And then we discussed that as a group to share ideas and to make a comprehensive list. Again, you might want to pause the video now so that you can have a go at that task on your own. After the discussion, we identified that there are some overlaps and there are some commonalities with respect to representation in representation of disability in the media landscape. Barnes referred to this as a character who may well be pitiable and pathetic, a character who has some sort of perhaps physical disability and is therefore seen as damaged or broken for other characters to feel sorry for. There's often another trope separate to that one, where the characters are referred to as sinister and evil. This is most commonly seen in James Bond franchise, where the antagonist in particular may resent James Bond, possibly due to a previous altercation which has left them physically scarred, and that is often used to justify their attempt to take over the world, etc. Barnes also referred to as the super cripple, again, often physically disabled character who has some sort of enhancement, perhaps an attempt to fix their broken limb, perhaps, and again, sometimes may well be referred to as a sixth sense, where they are then seen to be having some sort of supernatural ability that makes them superior rather than weak and inferior in some other representations that may well exist. Examples of this perhaps in science fiction and comic book movies, Mad Max, Captain America, also used in Star Wars and Daredevil. A mood board was shown on screen just to further some of these conversations while we were having them. Another collection of references perhaps to use in a case study. That was the Sinister and Evil slide. As you can see, all of those are from James Bond, and we discussed some others, possibly also then touching upon the mad scientist trope, where often a character experiments on him or herself, and as a result of that causes the issue that then leads to their disability, or perhaps also causes the thing that leads to their resentment and the enhanced supernatural abilities that they then get. Again, we saw instances of the super cripple in Marvel films in particular. And then we discussed other possibly countertypical references that may well exhibit both countertypical and stereotypical representation of disability that could then be explored further in a case study. In respect to some exam preparation, I presented students with this exam question in respect to a previous clip that has occurred on the exam before. So that will play for you to then play yourself, pause, take notes, and tackle that question. I then showed students another clip similar to the one we've just seen, which romanticizes the Paralympics, and that may well be another type of question that you might be faced with on the exam. Please pause the video, watch that video, and make notes also.
It is the beauty of the theatrical stage that this can be anywhere.
We then moved on to some print adverts, in particular print posters, and how they might represent the sinister and evil trope, particularly again in James Bond. Please take a photo of that, or perhaps print this slide and deconstruct those products by making some notes as if you were in the classroom. We then moved on to some tabloids who may also represent disability in countertypical and stereotypical ways. Again, please pause the video and make some notes on those. And we returned to the Paralympics and we made reference to this poster and the campaign linked to the two videos we've just seen, attempting to perhaps spot some intertextuality, which we said we may well be able to make comparisons with the superhero genre and franchise. Okay, so there you go. That's the lesson slide in a quick nutshell. We spent some time going through those tasks and tackling them perhaps for the first time if you've missed the lesson, or perhaps you are attempting this lesson again as a form of revision. Another reminder to subscribe to my YouTube channel for other videos. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.